Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our another call, February call. If we want to start with the introduction of our council and
Is Jeannie on the line?
yeah, right.
No, Jeannie was not going to be able to make this call. Ooh.
Okay. Are any of the other council members here?
Yes, Stacy Conkle's here. I know Stacy, we do have Stacy Conkle is here, and we have a number of our, Beth Derrickson is on our council, and she wasn't able to make it, but she sent Angel in her place, so welcome, Angel. And then we do have a number of our ambassadors here. I see Marlo, I see Vicky's on our council. She's on our emeritus council. Hi, Vicky. Stephanie is one of our ambassadors. We have Stacy Conkle, who is an ambassador and on our council. Sorry, I was trying to do both. So we have a number of our council and ambassadors here today. We have some, I love it when Stacy Stiglich is on because she is our membership coordinator at ISSA. So that way she gets to, everybody can kind of put a name with the face. And if you have any questions about your membership, about your benefits, about registering for anything, definitely reach out to Stacy Stiglich. So, hey, Stacy. But nope, we've got a lot going on. We're busy scheduling. It's the beginning of 2024. I can't believe we're into February already, but I think, why don't we go ahead and get started? Trisha and RJ, are you here? Can you hear me or are you frozen? I think they're in Fiji, so they may be frozen. So I apologize. They should be back soon, but hold on. Let me pull up one thing. I'm very excited about our guest today. Welcome to our February coffee and conversation. I'll try and do a good job for Gosha and RJ until they get back. My name is Erin Lash. If you haven't met me before, I am the Education Development Manager at ISSA, but I have worked with the residential community since 2014, and it is a great group. I love working with this group. One of the things that we do, obviously, are regional events. We've picked our regional events back up. Thankfully, past COVID, we're able to get back in person, and we had a great couple of programs last year and the year before. Our first program for 2024 is going to be in Austin, Texas. We're doing an HCT class, which is our house cleaning technician and training and certification, and that is on February 29th. So we're telling people leap into training. That's February 29th at March 1st, and we're being hosted by Maids and More in Austin. And then, I mean, even better is they're hosting a regional event at their office on Saturday, March 2nd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then they're closing it out with a big barbecue at the end of the day. So, you know, everything is bigger in Texas, so I'm assuming they're going to blow it out. But we're so excited that Holly and Summer are hosting our event. We really appreciate it. And they're here today not to talk about so much the event, but to talk about their business. They've grown their business to a $7 million company. And so we're, you know, and I know that right there, that just opens so many doors, and everybody's going to have a lot of questions of how did you do it? How did you grow your business? Sharon Tinberg is with us here today, and she's the person that put us in contact with them. And had been working with them and let us know about what great things they were doing down there, and that they were interested in hosting our residential community at their office. So thank you, Sharon, for putting this together. And Holly and Summer, I'm going to turn it over to you. Can you talk to us about what you did to grow your business?
Awesome.
Holly,
Summer, do you want to go first?
I was going to let you start.
No problem. So we did start about 15, 16 years ago. I think we're on our 16th year there in Austin. And I mean, I don't know, I guess like everybody else, we kind of I started out as an ex-school teacher with a mop and a broom and crossing my fingers. And so we just, throughout the years, have just created a lot of processes, just improved our business, made goals, worked on it every day, really, so much, you know, like how can you sum it up in a couple sentences? But we worked our tails off, and I think more importantly, we just had a really, really good team behind us. I mean, Summer is amazing, and then all of our staff at Maids and More, we couldn't have done without them. So, but we're excited about the event. I'm excited to share how we did it. I mean, everything is always so different. Yeah, and different areas, different for every cleaning company. So we're excited to be able to share what we did and how we did it. And I could go into all the details, but we are super, super excited just to be able to network with you guys and learn and host this event. And what better place than to do it in Austin. So I'm excited. Everything is bigger in Texas, and it'll be a fun party, a good barbecue, and just super excited to share all the information with y'all. But I guess on a standpoint of what I would be talking about, Summer and I are definitely doing it together. But my biggest focus at the regional event is going to be talking about financials and budgeting and how we let the numbers kind of just make our decisions for us. So I'm excited to share my super geeky Excel sheets and financial information with y'all. And then we'll just talk about some processes that we've done throughout the years that really helped, that were game changers to be able to get to 7 million. So Summer, do you want to talk about sales?
Yeah, everybody. Hi, I'm Summer Abram. I work remotely, so I live about an hour and a half from Austin, 3 hours from Houston, and I get to go in and see my coworkers, try to as much as possible. I will be going over sales techniques, closing techniques. Everybody's marketing, depending on what area you're in, whether it be a metropolitan area or, a smaller area, your marketing budget and where you put your marketing dollars is going to look different for you. If you're in a smaller area, you're going to do a lot more boots on the ground. So I'm not so much as like, how do you get 880 leads? But how do you close 57% of them? So that's what I really want to focus and share. And I think that would be helpful for a lot of the cleaning companies out there. Because I've noticed visiting with other cleaning companies that there's not I think that everybody goes in the cleaning company is more of like an operational type person. Instead of the sales in, and we put a lot of emphasis on the operations part, which is so super important, obviously, because you got to get it cleaned and they got to be happy, right? But you really have to put some emphasis and be pretty aggressive on sales in order to make sure you have a full schedule and you're able to hire and then keep the ball rolling. So going over things like that, and for as far as the sales go, closing techniques, I might do a role play or two of a phone call or two. I might turn around, because I'm never facing the customer, so I hate role playing. I don't know anybody else hate role playing, because I sure do. I feel like I'm back in high school again. So there's things like that we'll talk about, and lots of feedback, lots of questions, especially like after the event when we go over to the networking place. We'll have some round tables, and then we'll really get to, if y'all have any direct questions, we'll be there to visit about that, and then also enjoy the party and barbecue. Also too, something that's really been important to me and Holly as well, and I think it's like a huge part of the reason that we've been able to grow, is our team and team development. Holly and I made a promise to ourselves. I know all of us has probably worked in those places like, they're super micromanaging, just, I don't know, places you just don't enjoy to go into work. And so we made a decision that we wanted to keep people there that were happy and, wanted to improve the team and help the team, had good hearts, good communicators, and really cared about full circle. So sales helps operations and the maids gets it done. So it's full circle. So if you don't have that whole team circle going, and you've got people, causing issues and problems, and you allow them to stay there and do that, that will tear your team down and you'll lose your good ones and you'll be left with toxic ones. So that is a really huge part of it. And our team is amazing. In fact, we've got a few of them here today. We have Caitlin, our ops man, well, she's COO. She's over all of our operations. And then we have Teddy. She's our sales manager. She's been with sales for 7 years. And then we have Gloria, our manager in Houston. I don't know if Roxy was able to join us in Austin or not, but I wanted them to be here because, you know, it's not just about me and Holly, it's about them. They're what helped us get here and they share in that. We're just really fortunate in so many ways, blessed in so many ways. And then part of this growing is we've never really networked with other cleaning services and we just kind of like figured things out, but we could have saved a lot of time now that we're using ISSA and visiting with other cleaning companies. I know, just real quick, one thing that I've picked up from a group that I'm in is how to get more reviews in holiday time. And we racked up 580 5-star reviews just from that one tidbit. And that was from some ISSA members.
Now,
So,
wait a minute. What is that tidbit, Summer?
well, you'll have to come to Austin to hear about it then. No, really, it's just a card that you leave and, it's during the holiday time and you don't tell your customers like you're buying a review, but if they post a 5-star review, then their maids get an extra little bonus for the holidays. And, it really, really worked. So that was one of the things we picked up from some ISSA members. And so ISSA has really been very helpful this past year, making me and Holly wish we'd kind of been more involved in it, in years past.
We were kind of lone rangers, do it all on our own. We don't need no help. And I wish I would have joined so much sooner because I learned a lot just in the last year with networking with other companies. And so I'm super excited to get to meet everybody. It's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it.
You guys make a very strong point. The value of a group, the benefits of being part of an association like the ISSA Residential is paramount. I know that wherever my company is, it's because of the people of the ISSA, how they have helped consultants, people like Sharon, people like Debbie, people that Renee, that are consultants in this industry who have helped us go to the next level in their areas of expertise and just networking. You both, Summer, you both said something about, networking. It's so important to be connected to people that are like-minded. And I cannot express the value of that. So, are we trying to get you to come to Austin? Absolutely we are. But you know what? It shouldn't be us. It should be your heart that's going to say, I need to be in Austin.
Yep, it's going to be very, very, very informational as well as the networking piece, like you say. It's going to be awesome.
Well, not only to mention that, but you have Sharon, which has been in this business for how many? Well, maybe we shouldn't sell that, right? And enough, right? And her training course, I've been going through that this week, and it breaks it down, and she just has so much expertise and has really been pushing us to get out of our comfort zone. This is totally out of my comfort zone. I live in a town that's 40,000 and half that population's in the prison. Okay. So I'm not used to talking to this many people or getting in front of crowds, but it's good to have people that support you and then also push you out of your comfort zone to grow, because nothing ever changes if you don't do that. So.
34 years, Summer.
There you go.
Well,
I don't think
neighbors.
there's probably nothing you haven't come across. That's for sure.
Maybe 37. No, 37.
Yeah, you and Marlo, right?
Yeah,
Marlo?
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yeah, we're in our
Marlo
38.
to ARCSI. Remember Marlo?
I do.
I
I do.
stalked that woman.
Yeah, Sharon was the one who really first, it was the first conference I ever went to, and learned so much from her. And that's when I found out about ARCSI, and gosh, the rest is history. It changed my life. So definitely, so The people, it's the people and the relationships.
Sharon, you're also going to be speaking at the event, our regional event. And Sharon's going to be talking to us about onboarding and training your team and then how to build a repeat client. So why don't you share a little bit, some tips with us about that?
Well, I think it's interesting that Summer and Holly and I didn't talk about necessarily our topics, although we kind of knew each other well enough to know. But I broke my thing into two segments this time. Normally I only speak about training, but because they built their business based on repeat clients. I mean, somebody told me what they bill per hour, you guys. And I ran my numbers and I'd already written my speech and they backed perfectly into your numbers. There's absolutely no way you can do $7 million in this industry without doing a huge repeat client base. And if I were you all, that's what I learned from Summer and from Holly. And a lot of bootstrapping, I know that when Summer said, hit the boots when you're smaller, Holly built that business on Liberty Hill, I swear to God. So they are the networkers, they run the city. I don't know why her husband isn't mayor of Liberty Hill. But every single time she's out there, she's getting a repeat client that gives her a chance to fix the problem. And I really believe all this SEOing and all this internet stuff is building big businesses, but not big businesses on repeat client base. And that's how you get to 7 million. That's why we see so many people struggling to get from 2 million, 3 million to 7 million, because they don't have that repeat client base. And if you do those multiple, repeat client brings you $5,000 a year, 4,000. A one-time client brings you 700, 800. When you're little, you want that $700. You don't have the vision to look for the 5,000, but you'll be chasing that 700 forever. So that's why I decided to do 45 minutes on how to build a repeat client base, why they're important, how to get them, and then how to keep them. And my last 45 minutes is going to be on the cleaning process, because Summer says everybody comes from operations, but as soon as you get into owning the business, you forget about the operations side. And one person cleaning versus 50 cleaning, you got to train, not clean. And that's another huge step that sometimes I have to drag owners out of their comfort zone to understand. You've got to be consistent and you got to be perfect, or you will never keep that repeat client base. So that's why I broke it up, and that's what I'm going to speak about.
I thought I had Gosha and RJ back, but I don't see them.
They're
We
getting
are back.
smaller. They're
Are you here?
disappearing.
Okay.
We're,
Okay, there you
sorry.
are.
the internet does keep
Dropping
dropping
on the
us,
laptop.
so we keep rejoining.
And now you're like 2 inches by 2 inches on my screen. Does everybody else see that?
Because we are on the cell phone now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
All right. And I would like, by the show of hands, and I'm not going to be able to see it because of us being on the cell phone, but by a show of hands, who can say honestly that the relationships that they've built by being members of ISSA and attending conferences, education forums, that their business has definitely grown, matured, and they're prosperous today? Who can say that? Again, I can't say. Help me, Aaron, how many people are saying yes?
Hold on, I don't have I had it in speaker view, so all I saw was you. Okay, show of hands. A lot of hands waving.
A lot of hands. Okay, perfect. Those hands that are, have been raised, could you please share with us, what did you learn at one of the conferences that has really changed? You went back and you implemented it, and boom, there was the result. Share one thing that's different from everybody. So Aaron, help us with who we're going to start with. Maybe Marla. Let's start with Marla.
Oh gosh, put me on the spot. I've been to so many and have implemented so many things over the years. From probably the biggest thing would be the relationship that I formed with Martha Woodward, and you know, HR, culture, things like that, because for many years, we just didn't pay attention to that. As long as they showed up to work, it's kind of like Summer was saying, you get somebody who might not fit in with your circle, and you don't want to really get rid of them because, hey, they're showing up to work, but we've learned that the two, one doesn't outweigh the other, so you have to have the total package, or else you're going to get somebody in there to mess up your culture. So this is one of the biggest things that I've learned is, through the conferences and hearing, say Martha speak and her programs that really impacted our business. But there's been a lot. Sharon definitely has made an impact with us as well, as far as her training program and the things that we've learned from her on how to get and keep business. So it's just, since 2014, I've been coming to these. So for 10 years, I've got a lot, and it's just changed my life. It really has changed my life.
Thank you, Marlo. Who else would like to share?
I know
Andre-
Summer mentioned earlier, but just little bitty things like the reviews, and just little tips that we've gotten for reviews, processes. Sharon, oh my gosh, I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't met Sharon. And so I'm very, very thankful for this group and for everything that's gone on in the past year, since this was actually our very first trip to the national convention. And I learned so much just from that one trip. And then now I'm so excited to be able to still be in the group and just learn from everyone. And I will say Sharon's process, I'm super excited about implementing that training program into our company. So that would be my biggest thing.
Wonderful. Thank you. If anybody's going to volunteer, that's wonderful. But I'm going to pick.
Vicky had her hand up.
Yeah, so I have been with ISSA, ARCSI from the beginning. But I would say the major things for me have been systems, from walking in the door in the morning to walking out the door, and what everybody's supposed to do, and to embrace technology. That's been hard for me because I'm like, no. But embracing technology and how it can change your business. And again, I don't want to keep beating it down, but the friendships that I have. I mean, I'm having a phone call with Warren this afternoon. I text messaged him to help me from not jumping in the river. So the friendships are priceless.
Thank you, Vicky, for saying that, because the friendships we create are just incredibly valuable.
I called you, RJ, and you stopped what you were doing. So
Anytime.
Here's a shout out for Gosha. Gosha, years ago, we were in Florida, and you were like, "You need to get that business on your own," and I have it. So
That's right. It's those little things that we say to encourage you to just do it, right? Because somebody's not telling what we can see from the outside. If it wasn't for our or ISSA Residential, these two people wouldn't be sitting here right now together. I mean, our families are traveling all over the world together. We're doing business together. It's so much. But I want to throw this back out the floor, and Andrea, on you, is you're going to share the value of ISSA Residential.
Yes, for sure, the relationship, coaching, starting with Sharon, RJ, Gosha, Renee, you guys have changed my life, and, we became friends, and each one of you guys have your own gifts. And, if Sharon, the training system, and also opening the door, introducing me to RJ and Gosha. RJ has, being my angel, my guardian angel. He has drove to my office a couple times, and helping me from dealing with a stressful situation for employees and picking an office. Gosha, all the process that she has taught me, all the support, Sharon, so, we don't work directly, but she's always, supporting me, helping me out. Renee helped me to put myself on my employees' shoes a lot. I became a better person, after I start working with Renee as well. So much, guys, that I gained from, all started with Sharon. So all the friendship, all the people that we meet in those events. So every day, I've learned from you guys. So it's amazing.
Thank you. Who else would like to share?
I will just say, I know I already shared, but I will just say one other thing is that even though there's tons of things, that we can say we brought back, one important thing is accountability. Because when you have these friends and you're going to see them at the next regional, or you're going to see them at the next convention, and they know that, hey, you found out this idea and you're going to go back and implement that. They're going to hold you accountable. I know RJ holds me accountable. Sharon holds me accountable. There's people that are my friends. And I tell you, I make, just like Vicki said, the friendships just in and of itself, even if you weren't talking about business, I have some of the closest relationships with people, all these people who are all over the United States that are closer than some of my friends here at my home. So, but accountability definitely is a big one because they kind of check up on you.
And that's a good word, Marlo, because we're all, most of us are owners of the company, right? We hold other people accountable, but who's holding us accountable? Right? And sometimes we need that. Not sometimes, we need that all the time. If you want to grow, I am sure that these two ladies did not 7 million without accountability. Summer, Holly, do you want to touch on accountability? How you were held accountable?
Yeah, we had planning sessions, we set goals. Our team held us accountable, and we held ourselves accountable as a team. And when you write it down, you set goals, when you accomplish those, and then your team sees you working hard, and then that means they're going to work hard for you. We don't ever want to be those people that just blow in the office and say, why isn't this done? Why isn't that done? Right? We want to be as accountable. That's why it all starts with you as the owner. And then it goes down from there. So,
All right.
Holly?
Yeah, smart goals are so important. Just holding yourself, pushing yourself as a business owner, and then holding your team accountable. We do a lot of planning with SMART goals. Make sure that that's always in line every quarter. We're always touching base on it. We have them posted out where everybody can see them. You walk through the door every day. How close are we to our goal? It's competitive. It's fun. We are very big goal setters in our company. Sorry. But yes, accountability, competition, it's all fun. Love it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, me and Summer are sisters. So you better believe we hold each other accountable.
Ain't nothing like working for a family. So I'll just say that.
Well, the of our industry is that many of us, our family, like my wife and I work together. There are other couples that work together. And there's definitely a different dynamic in that. So how do you hold family accountable? But you have to hold people accountable. There's no question.
People want to be held accountable too.
Oh,
they need that.
Mm-hmm.
Summer, can you expand upon that, please?
Yeah, sure. It's just like, if you need that accountability to give you, whether you're hot or cold, like, am I going in the right direction or not? And then, we all have personal lives as well. And so, you know, we have to have a safe space where someone can hold us accountable or give us feedback to get us back on track. So that happens quite a bit with our team holds us accountable as well. So, and I think we all need that. Our kids need that. Our, you know, family members need that. And just naturally as humans, we need that.
You're so right, because every day, right, we, as our kids are growing up, we accountable, whether it's with their gate, their room that cleaned or not, you know, who's holding us accountable? And like Marla said, have industry friends and partners. You become accountable to them because you don't want to be embarrassed. And it's a beautiful thing.
RJ, Stacy Coco had her hand up.
Oh, okay, sorry, I can't see, so please.
Nope, go
Stacy,
ahead.
go.
That's all good. So I can echo what everyone's already said, but to add that you're able to see what's possible, you know, and that's a big part of being around people. Like, and I have to say, you're surrounding yourself with people who take their business seriously, are always looking to grow, you know, so friendships, yes, the specific things we learn, but just seeing what's possible elevates you instantly, you know, it pushes you.
Thank you. I will. I joined our team in 2006-07 time, and I remember those early days. Sharon, please help me with this. Sharon Tinberg. I remember those early days where you would go to a meeting or conference, and hardly anybody, even close to $1 million. If anybody did $1 million, we bowed down. And it was a few years in, people started to reach that level. Our industry didn't experience $1 million businesses until a while. And then when it began that, we realized that this is not just a hobby or something we started, and then it turned into a legitimate, fortified business. I was starting to witness let's say the wife started the business, and all of a sudden the husband gave up his corporate job and came in with the wife because it was growing so much. There are so many examples of that. And one of the things that the mind is, this is a legitimate business and we have to run our businesses accordingly. So what Summer and Holly talked about, the processes, that's what drives success. What do you do from the minute you walk in the door, like Vicki said, till the time you lock the door? It's those processes. Anybody want to touch on that?
I mean, I will.
Please do.
Sure. I think it's more of a.
Okay, sorry.
When like you're going through a day, right? And you're always having this issue. And so, you know, when you meet up and everybody's like, this is always an issue. Okay, so it shouldn't just stay an issue and we deal with it. What's a solution for that issue? Then you come up with the steps that solve that issue, and then you build that into your daily processes. You include checklists, you assign who's responsible for what once you create that process, and that gets added to a checklist. And before you know it, you've processed everything so much that everything starts running smoothly. I know that sometimes it feels like you're never going to get there, but I promise we meet in our planning sessions now. We just kind of talk about goals now instead of what's going wrong. I mean, I know rags were like this huge issue for like 4 years, right? And we were trying to figure that out and figure it out, but we finally came up with a process that worked with our team's input, and now we never hear the rags again. So I think if that helped describe it.
I don't think there's such thing as a problem. There's a problem because there's not a process in place. And so you identify the problem and then you get the process established and you're done. You don't ever have to hear that word or problem again because it's fixed. So problems are actually a good thing. Let them lead you to the solution that creates the process to never have to deal with that problem again. Like rags.
That's a great way to look at it, yes.
Actually, I want to pop in there because RJ, doesn't she owe you like $2.50?
Yes, yeah, at least. Yeah.
And that's, now this is a private joke between RJ and I, but it's professionalism that what ISSA brings to you. And I think a lot of us are mom and pops, and then all of a sudden we get big and we have to professionalize it, almost like the corporate world if you didn't come from there. I did, I was lucky. But when I worked in RJ's office, I said rags, Summer, and they're towels, they're not rags. So every time I said the word rags, I got charged 50 cents. I'd have paid $19.50 when I walked out of his office one year. But he taught me a lot. I mean, every time I say that word now, I want to shoot myself. And as a consultant, I need to say towels, not rags. As people who want to make $70 an hour from your clients, you better tell your clients you use good towels, not good rags. Valid point, RJ. So now I will be quiet, but I do think she owes you $2.50.
No, actually, last meeting, he had said something to the effect of, I was getting old or something. So that's just payback, RJ. So put that on my tabs.
Yes, Summer, I'm gonna come to Austin and I'm gonna collect, but I'll from you when Sharon pays hers, because between that compounded interest, it's really grown by now, Sharon.
Oh, gosh.
I paid you that day, RJ. I pay my debts.
Okay, RJ, Amber has her hand raised. Amber, are you?
Yeah, so I would love to go back to accountability. What being an ISSA has done for me partially, because there are a long list, is that accountability between other owners in my industry isn't just a source that I want to do well from a sense of embarrassment or anything. I would say that accountability between equals is the source of camaraderie and love. And that when you are able to express that with equals, you're able to bring it back and treat your supervisory staff like that and start to treat your employees like that. And that accountability between equals creates just such a team spirit and such a driving force of momentum behind your entire team. And you want to be accountable to them because you want to keep up with them. You don't want to get left behind. You want to be close to them and be able to relate to them.
You make a very good point, Amber. And I like the word equal because we are all equal. We can definitely congratulate Holly and Summer for reaching such an awesome milestone, because I don't know if I've heard of any companies within our ISSA or outside of ISSA that has reached this level of 7 million. And so congratulations. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen by mistake. It happened with a lot of thought process, a lot of hard work. I think, Holly, you already covered that. You guys are like heroes to us, but you remain an equal to us, because you're not just going to keep that information to yourself. You are opening your doors, your hearts, and you are sharing it with us. How fortunate are we, folks? How fortunate are we that we have people that have gone through the growth spurts, growth stages, they've reached a level, and now they're saying, we're opening our doors, come on, come be with our
that doesn't happen in any other industry. It doesn't even happen in any other part of ISSA.
It really doesn't. It is truly this residential community. And I'd love for Summer and Holly, I know we're 10 after now, but I want to make sure we have time. Can you talk to us a little bit about what we're going to do at your office? The education, the tour, the evening.
Yes. So I guess the Thursday, Friday will be the training course, but then at 9 o'clock, we're going to kick off. And we have several, I don't have my paper in front of me, but speakers, but I know Summer and I will be talking about different talking points. We're going to have lunch there at the office. I've got transportation lined up to go over to my personal home, and we're gonna have a band and a barbecue and breakout sessions at the house at that party that night. So we'll have kind of like different little areas for everybody to get visit and maybe ask more independent questions, but it's gonna be a blast. And Sharon, I think you have the list of people that are gonna be speaking. I know Summer and I will be talking, and then who I think
Amy Henderson.
yeah, that part of it.
Thing I think on the 10 mistakes that new cleaning services often make, or new or old. And she's going to kick it off with that, and then solutions will come from Holly and Summer and hopefully me. And then
Libby.
Libby is speaking on AI because
AI for recruiting, and Libby is great with AI.
yeah, she is very good. And I'm sure you all are using it because you're on this call, but I use it. I mean, if you aren't using AI, you have lost it in this. You can't move ahead. You can't even write without AI and sound intelligent anymore. So she's going to speak on that because I think that's crucial to get ahead of that ball game if you want to do multi-million dollars.
Yes. Libby is doing AI for recruiting, and then we have Jeannie Henderson talking about scale up success, top 5 cleaning business breakthroughs.
And I also want to throw in there on Sunday morning, I'm going to do a brunch at my house. So if anybody is interested, please let me know. But I live ironically 10 minutes from Holly's house. We're all country folk here. So I'm going to I have 42 acres. So we'll do tours of the little ranch and the gator and stuff like that. So if you want to come on Sunday morning, please drop me a note, or maybe Erin, you can give me the list of everybody who's coming, and
I will
invite everybody. So it will go a little bit further if you want to network more on Sunday. Okay.
Okay. I think it's important to also realize that what Summer and Holly have accomplished is just amazing. But as we becoming owners, I know Gosha is bringing a few of her staff because talk about it, Gosha.
Exactly. This is so in order for us to grow, it's important to expose our staff to events like this, not just about us, owner. However, it's really important that we do bring our staff so they can also learn and experience what we are learning. So for me, I'm bringing 6 people to this event, and really having them learn firsthand from Summer and Holly the sales processes, how to run the company, because it's just they are the people who are making the difference in our company, right? They run the company.
Exactly.
We are a team. So if you can also bring your staff, you have management staff, bring them along too. That's what I encourage.
As we're going through, I put links in the chat. So if you want the link to register for the regional event, and I actually see somebody already did from watching today, there's the link to our hotel block. We have a small courtesy block at the A-Loft at the Domain. So get your hotel registered by February 9th, I think it is. And then as we've talked about, we have the HCT class on February 29th and March 1st that we're also holding at, that Holly and Summer are also hosting. So we're thrilled to be able to do our HCT class as well. So we've got 3 days there. And then if you go to Sharon's for the brunch, you got 3.5 days. So you really get to, you know, get they do things big in Texas. Everything's bigger and better in Texas.
I will say that the Loft at the Domain is an awesome hotel, and right where it is right in the center of shopping. It's like a big outdoor mall, and it's like a bars, restaurants. You would be a walking distance from everything where you're staying, and it's really a neat place. It's definitely going to get your Austin experience. It's a good place to stay.
Erin, can you throw out on Facebook again how they can get the discount? Because I'm getting all kinds of emails on that, and I don't know what's going on.
I threw that in here as well. You put in Austin 50 to save $50. I'll put that on. We've created an event.
The hotel, the A-Loft. You said there is a block or something, and there's all stuff on Facebook, and I'm getting emails. People don't know, is there a block?
It's in the event page on Facebook, but I'll put that in the Facebook group as well.
Please.
Erin, Rochelle Wilkins had a question. I think she got here a little late, but she was curious about how Maids and More started, and how does it feel having 2 strong owners as part of the success. Sometimes I feel like I could be further along if I had someone pulling and pushing. So I guess, how does that go, Holly?
So, oh man. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like, how did we do this? I mean, we started just, I think the main thing is the goal setting is so important and your accountability. And I remember probably 7 years ago, we had our March to 1 million. I'll never forget that. You know, so you break it off little pieces at a time, conquer one rag at a time. And you just keep going and pushing and making those goals, crushing them. And like Summer's saying, our planning sessions now are so much different. I pulled out one of our planning sessions from like 2012 and I almost laughed myself to death because I was like, oh my gosh, look at that problem. I forgot I even had that problem. So again, little bitty goals at a time, holding yourself accountable. And the biggest thing is buy-in, right? I used to think nobody could do it better than what I could do. Now I have 12 people that are 5 times better than me, and holding them accountable, getting them excited about the business, like they're a part of something, they're part of a team, and we're all going for the same goal, I think is our number one of how we got to 7 million, because I would never have been able to do it without all the people that we have had or we have with us today. Caitlin, Roxy, Gloria, everybody, we're all bought in. We go in company retreats. Together, we're a family. And I think that's how you get to 7 million. I would say that's the biggest thing that I think sets us apart from all the others. We're made to more, we bleed turquoise.
Is oh, sorry, go ahead.
Holly, I was gonna ask you, at what point, whether it was the number of years, whether it was a financial goal, at what point did you feel that and convey to your staff, hey, you have a career in this industry, not just a job? And how was that done?
Exactly. So I think, you know, I can remember struggling, not even being able to afford healthcare for my managers. And so we made it a goal together, you know, to get there. And that was so many years ago. And now we do have careers. Even the maids have opportunities or the cleaners have opportunities to move up into management. What was your question was, oh yes, we are very much career based. Like everyone knows that if you work hard, you definitely will have an opportunity to grow and stay. We have 401ks, we have health insurance. They know that they're safe. I think the main thing is people have to know that you're stable, you're going to be there, you're not going to leave them. And we definitely have that environment at Maids and More. Summer, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I would say that, and it pushes us because we have our team, we've promised them that as we go up, they go up with us. So that not only now we're at Summit, we're like, how big can this be? So, you know, we started another division so that we have opportunities for the growth of our, you know, office staff. Just this week, we moved our receptionist up to sales. And every one of our office staff, it has been a maid in the field. Now, everybody will say, I have never cleaned. That is not true. I cleaned on Cleaning for a Reason weeks and occasional no-show at a commercial. But other than that, everybody else worked their way from maids, and we try not to hire outside. I think one other person in the office, just due to the skill set that we didn't have at the time, but we promote within and take you with us. Now, as far as 2 strong people working together and me and Holly, I would like to ask Caitlin to weigh in on that, since she's deals with us on the daily. And, you know, Holly is very budget friendly, and I'm the salesperson. I want to spend and I want to sell more. And then she's like, so go ahead, Caitlin.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I would say it's definitely interesting working with 2 complete different personalities, but I really think it's more beneficial because there's a different take, there's a different perspective. And while Holly is all numbers and analytics, Summer's creative mind and her ability to see a need and implement a new process, she's so technology savvy. They're so smart in two completely different ways. So yes, working with two high D alpha owners is interesting, but I think it's actually beneficial because their skill set is so different and they both bring so much to the table and such different things to the table.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Caitlin, you say that very nicely and politely, so that's awesome. But you know, it's also important for us to recognize who are as owners, right? They're two high Ds, right? We need to recognize who we are, because then we need to surround ourselves with what we're not, because those are the missing links, personalities, the traits that we need to build our teams. So thanks for making that point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So also, Summer, you made a great point, because we were going to ask that question, is do you promote from within? And you said it beautifully, you take them with you through the journey of this career, right? So are you going to share your career ladder with us when we're there in Austin?
Yeah, absolutely. A little glimpse into it. We got to a point where, scalability and software along the way, we've changed payroll systems. We created all the systems. My brain works that way. So I've just been helpful with that. And then we reached a point at about 4 million where we couldn't find a software. So we actually have our own software that we developed, and that's been in working since 2020. It's eliminated about 3 or 4 new hires to stay up with the growth. So that career ladder we're working hard to keep going up, and create other opportunities for the people that have been there and helped us get to where we're at. So there's no telling where a salesperson that has been working for Maids and More, or a front desk person, or like Roxy, our OG, is going to be here in 3 or 4 years once we create that opportunity for them to move up. And that's something that me and Holly have promised them, and we're going to follow through on that promise, and they know that we mean that. And so I think that's why they've put up with this for so long, I should say.
Put up with us is a very good, very good description. But I think now with our business as being as big as it is, we just opened up a new location in Houston to try to create more of those opportunities. And with the software that Summer's created, which by the way, she's like a genius, so don't let her fool you. So she created this software, and it has allowed us to vertically integrate. So we used to have one person in each location that did AR. Now we can do AR for all locations. So I would say vertically integrating with the help of technology has definitely made us have more opportunities for our employees. That is for sure. And more pay for them, because we're able to do with one person what we used to have 5 people for. So we want to put that money that we're saving through those processes and technology into their pockets, not ours. So for them to be able to grow their career and work in all locations and doing amazing things.
Okay. I'm not sure, Holly, I know. Can you share quickly, how long have you been in business?
Yeah, no problem. 15 years. So we're going on 16 this year. And it's been a long journey, but yeah, 16 years. We originally started in Austin, and then we opened up, Caitlin, correct me if I'm wrong, but 8 years ago? 8 years ago, we opened up our Houston
9 years
location.
ago.
And then 9, I know. 9 years ago, we opened up in Conroe, which is just northwest of Houston. And then I guess it was a year and a half, 2 years ago, we opened up another location in Houston around the Katy area. And we
Okay.
have roughly, I think about 90 maids in Austin and 30 or 40 in Houston. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then we
Okay.
have, as a management staff, I believe we have 12 managers that manage all 3 locations. And we did have a 4th location in a more rural area, and we definitely figured out that our model didn't work for that. So we actually sold that to another maid service and got out of that area. So I guess we've had 4 locations.
Will you and Austin share with us when we're there? What were the determining factors wherever you were or are originally in Austin? When did you feel the need to expand and then go to another area? How did you determine the area to go to? All that. Will you do that with us in Austin?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. We
Awesome.
being Summer, we're laughing because we actually, it's kind of ironic, like in Austin, I lived in Austin, so it was obviously that's where I was going to start at. But we talked about networking, like now I'm in Nashville right now, networking, with people. So in the area that we're from, we kept getting all these requests, like, I need service in Belton, I need service in Belton. So finally we're like, fine, let's open up that location. Caitlin is actually my cousin. And so we have a lot of family there in Houston, and we just kept getting requests for those areas. Like, okay, we've gotten this many requests to come and clean. Maybe we should start that location. So honestly, that's how we came up with the 3 locations, just our network, who we knew, the people there, just wanting service. So if there was that many people wanting service, why not start a location?
So the demand was there basically.
Yep. Mhm. Yes.
Okay,
Awesome.
we're
We're-
down to
Nashville next, Holly? Holly, is Nashville next?
Maybe. Maybe. I like it here. I can get used to this.
We're almost upon our time. We encourage you to really consider coming to Austin. I want to thank both Holly and Summer and the entire staff, Caitlin, everybody else, for opening your hearts, opening your doors to us, showing us how to do it, encouraging us how to do it, to take it to the next level. And I know Texas as a whole is full of cowboys, but I appreciate, as an Indian, you welcoming me to your state. So thank you for that. And before we wrap this up, I would regret this if I didn't do this, but would you all help me celebrate this lady's birthday today? We are, it is Friday, February
Technically, my
2nd.
birthday is really tomorrow where you are, but today where we are, it is today.
We are 17 hours ahead of you. And so it is now her birthday. So would you help me please wish her a happy birthday?
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Gosha.
I don't
Do
think
we need to sing?
I'm sorry.
I think, who's a singer here? Who's got the good voice? And we'll sing really low.
3, 2, 1. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to you.
Gosha.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
Birthday, dear Gosha. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
fantastic. Now, before we break, we have
Wait, I have to say one thing.
Yes.
Gosha, did you travel around the world just so you could celebrate your birthday for 2 days?
That's why. Why not?
Very
gonna have-
clever, very clever.
we're gonna have 2 breakout rooms today. Our first one, Summer and Holly said they would stay for a little bit and chat. So I will open up the break rooms here in just a minute. So if you want to keep asking questions of Summer and Holly about the event, about their business, please join them in the breakout room. We also are investigating a possibility, and Jody and Stephanie, are you both still here? I hope.
Yep.
I see Stephanie. Okay. We are, if you're familiar with SIMS, that is like an operational standard in the industry, and we're looking at creating a business operational standard for residential cleaning companies. So it would be SIMS residential. If anybody is interested in that, going down that road, especially if you have, you know, a larger company or aspire to have a larger company, these operational standards are fantastic to have in place. So I think Stephanie and Jody are both on our task force as we start to build our SIMS residential standard. So they're going to do a breakout room just to kind of gauge interest. So if anybody is interested in that and would if you would be willing to share a few minutes to chat with them about that, we would love it. So I'll open the 2 breakout rooms now. I will email everybody shortly after this with the links for the residential regional event in Austin, because I really do hope that you can join us in Austin. We're going to have a great event. We've got an HCT class the days before the regional event. So lots to do down in Texas. So with that, I'll open the breakout rooms and leave that to RJ and Gosha.